Howdy, this is Sosers. Let's review the Santa Barbara Museum of Art and check some views. There's a Roman theater mask, head of Venus, Maya head, Roman bronze, funerary mask from Moche, Peru, Sicilian Koros. On left is a Sierra Leonean Mende mask, and on right is the Congo Suku mask. Both are from 1900s, next to all of these European artworks. SBMA enjoys comparisons across time and regions. I went with my partner for this exhibition called Flowers on a River, the art of Chinese flower and bird painting. Here's me doing a quick scroll of a long scroll by Bara Shanren from the 1600s. Sorry, motion sickness baddies. I will apologize in advance. Most museums employ these sneeze guards that make filming or photographing so hard. It constantly shows reflection, and I'm just trying to oh, look at the puppy. I'm just trying to capture the Qing Dynasty ink paintings of a dog by Long Mei and of flounders and fish by Shugu, while fighting lighting and my shadow. Speaking of shadow, they had an Ellsworth Kelly exhibition that highlighted his photography. Pause here to read. And if you're a fan of Ellsworth Kelly, you can see the precursors to many of his famous works. Here we see architecture and light creating shadows and angles that would end up as one of his many geometric paintings, and even those flower drawings that he's now famous for. For this next part, take in the landscape. Zoom in, look at the little dots that make up people in a boat. Again, big landscape, zoom in, see the three homies just mad chilling on the boat. Last one, landscape, cool lighthouse, zoom in, check the phantom water and this little boat. I have nothing else to say but girls' night. Now off to the Asian art section. Remember how we opened this video, comparisons across time, contemporary conceptual painting, old terracotta horse head, guardian statue but only the head, monkey statue, and a golden byobu with details of birds. Keep this one in mind as I'll call back to it later. Here's a Japanese scroll they laid out. Let's check out the inhabitants of such a scene flanked by poetry. Girls' night, pre-gaming. Two dudes lost in their own sauce. I wanted to show the materials used for Japanese woodblock prints. Carve into woodblock, rub ink onto block, then transfer it onto the paper for the signature style. Nice vase with distinctive blue and white. What a gorgeous fit. Check these twin tigers yelling at each other. I followed the crack in the sculpture all the way to the base. I do love seeing the decay in older objects. Conservationists might hate this. Found these two swaying. The following are all objects that were so captivating in their detail and scale that I just had to zoom in and enjoy. Previous small sculptures were from India in the 1500s. This is a Tibetan representation of the life of Buddha. And I'm zooming in. In the middle, here's a self-portrait. I forgot to get the info for this wooden furniture work. This one here is Vajra Bhairava, unyielding anger, embracing consort from Tibet in the 1600s. The unyielding anger is the wrathful manifestation of the Bodhisattva of wisdom. He has 9 heads, 32 arms, 16 legs. The deity and the consort embrace and merge their bodies and blood, a visual representation of the ideal enlightened form, uniting femme and masc forms. I wanted to try something, because around the room were 12 etchings by James Tissot of the Thames River in 1876. They show his artistic build-up for the final image, and the writing of the label noted animated photographs as inspiration, so why not animate it in this video? Hope it comes off as cool as it did in my head. The next section was truly special. I got to see a brilliant work by Shizu Saldamando titled Daniel y Uriel en el DF from 2009. This is made with collaged Japanese papers with the gold patterns. Saldamando has a long history of doing byobu style we saw earlier with the black birds. These two works share space for SBMA's exhibition titled Inside Outside, and this one's scale was like a siren song beckoning my attention. Narciso Martinez's mixed media work is titled Mission, Precious Cargo from 2023. We start real close so you can see the details and the painted grape and the logistics and logos of the cardboard box that is used instead of canvas. Check this king serving up wine. We move now into the fields outside. The mission with its problematic history. The grapevines that stand in front of the mission. And finally, the worker, in profile facing away yet held in an oval space similar to the king. This whole video deserves the artist's own work, so I will read aloud. Pause it if you want to read. I quote from Martinez. The Oceanside Pole tomato brand label depicts a mission church structure in the middle ground and a tomato field in the foreground. Whenever I work with an existing label image from a certain produce brand, I want to engage in dialogue with the label and its design and thematic elements. The image of the mission or church took me back to the upbringing as a Zapotec indigenous child. My parents would frequently encourage me to partake in Catholic religious rituals. As an adult, I learned about the imposition of religious ideas and rituals on indigenous communities by European colonizers. As an artist, I appreciate other artists who speak up about the struggles of indigenous people under colonization. Nowadays, indigenous communities continue to be oppressed not only by religious institutions, but also by agribusiness and the U.S. political system, which enforces a system of unequal opportunities for many, certainly farm workers. As I was traveling through Santa Barbara, I was struck by how well-maintained some historical sites are, how integrated the architecture is to tourism. I felt a pang of discomfort flying the drone and filming the spaces that now are fully a picturesque experience for many. I take Narciso Martinez's words when I was combining the images you see with the voices of the indigenous. Many of the labels found inside are whitewashing, sanitizing, or erasing important histories, and it may feel hypocritical or too much of a shift in tone to have this serious topic appear just before I show drone footage of the area. That's just life. We are standing consistently on lands covered in blood, and drones are equally a tool of war and surveillance, yet at the same time, I wanted to show my travels in one place. The music you're hearing was apparently composed in the late 1600s, so I wanted to show a little bit of the music from the time. Historians can fact-check me on this. We began at the Santa Barbara County Courthouse, and they had this crazy mural inside. Let me read it. The Canaliño tribe bordering the Santa Barbara Channel were the most enlightened of California Indians, which is crazy that whoever painted and decided this alternative of history in the 1920s decided to say this. But this four-wall mural showing the peaceful pastoral arrival of Europeans is crazy to me. Just a reminder that people's cute backdrops, they even hold weddings here, it all holds this strange propaganda. This next site is a surviving historical site from 1782 called El Presidio, enveloped in today's urban landscape, says their label. We were at closing time, so we didn't go into this, but this is a major museum site with tours. Here is St. Anthony's Seminary, built in 1901. Staying back in time with the old Mission Santa Barbara, 1786. I kind of drove into this site blasting corridos, so I felt like that was my one small revenge. Onwards to the ocean, where I was terrified of flying my drone out. But also, I tasted uni for the first time, and I was thinking of them when I flew. I'll let you enjoy the scenes. last day of the visit, my partner and I made our way to 1,000 Steps Beach, which seemed like a reach, but we ended in peace and was such a serene landscape that was pretty decent. Anyway, I'm so serious. This has been fun. Bye.